As for my comments, Mr. Chairman, and my statement, which I believe was around the closure of the News of the World newspaper.
Before you get to that, I would just like to say one sentence. This is the most humble day of my life.
Okay, thank you.
So if you were not lying then, somebody lied to you, who was it?
I don't know. That is what the police are investigating, and we're helping them with.
But you acknowledge that you were misled.
Clearly.
Mr. Murdoch, at what point did you find out that criminality was endemic at News of the World?
Endemic is a very wide-ranging word, and I also had to be extremely careful not to prejudice the course of justice which is taking place now. If I can just say something, and this is not as an excuse, maybe it's an explanation of my laxity. The News of the World is less than 1% of our company. I employ 53,000 people around the world who are proud and great and ethical and distinguished people. I was absolutely shocked, appalled and ashamed when I heard about the Millie Dowler case only 2 weeks ago, 8 days before I saw that it was graciously received by the Dowlers.
Did you close the paper down because of the criminality?
Yes, we felt ashamed of what had happened and thought we were going to bring it to a close.
What happened at the News of the World was wrong. We and I have apologized profusely and unreservedly for that, and my father has as well.
Okay. Mr. Murdoch, do you accept that ultimately you are responsible for this whole fiasco?
No.
You're not responsible. Who is responsible?
The people that I trusted to run it, and then maybe the people they trusted.
Nobody brought
I
it
don't
to your
even make
attention.
that particular charge, but it's...
So a parliamentary inquiry found your senior executives in the UK guilty of collective amnesia, and nobody brought it to your attention. I don't see why you think that's not very serious.
Yes, but you're really not saying amnesia, you're really saying lying.
Why did you not accept Rebecca Brooks's resignation when she first offered it?
Because I believed her and I trust her, and I do trust her.
And so why did you accept it the second time round? Why did you accept it?
In the event, she just insisted. She was at a point of
And can you tell us
extreme anguish.
Why did you enter the back door at number 10 when you visited the Prime Minister following the last general election?
Because I was asked to.
You were asked to go in the back door of number 10.
Yes.
Why would that be?
To avoid photographers in the front. I imagine, I don't know, I was asked, I just did what I was told.
Are you familiar with the term willful blindness?
Mr. Sanders, would you care to elaborate?
It is a term that came up in the Enron scandal, and willful blindness is a legal term. It states that if there is knowledge that you could have had and should have had but chose not to have, you are still responsible.
Mr. Sanders, do you have a question? Respectfully, I don't know what you'd like me to say.
Whether you were aware.
I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware of that particular phrase.
But now you are familiar with the term,
Yeah,
because I've explained it to you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders.
Can I, on behalf of the committee, thank you for giving up so much of your time this afternoon to come here, and I would like to apologise again for the wholly unacceptable treatment that you received from a member of the public.
I would like to add my own personal apologies to the apologies that James and Rupert Murdoch have made today. Clearly, what happened at the News of the World, and certainly when the allegations of voicemail intercepts of victims of crime is pretty horrific and abhorrent. So I just wanted to reiterate that. I also was very keen to come here and answer questions today. As you know, I was arrested and interviewed by the police a couple of days ago, so I have legal representation here just so I don't impede those criminal proceedings, which you would expect. But I intend to answer everything as openly as I can.
Do you have any regrets?
Well, of course, I have regrets. I mean, the idea that Millie Dowler's phone was accessed by someone being paid by the News of the World, or even worse, authorised by someone at the News of the World, is as abhorrent to me as it is to everyone in this room. And it is ultimate regret that the speed in which we have found out and tried to find out the bottom of these investigations has been too slow. I think James and Rupert both accepted that earlier, and we are endeavouring, or they are endeavouring now, I've left the company, to continue to investigate. But of course there are regrets. I've read many allegations about my current relationship with the Prime Minister, with David Cameron, including my extensive horse riding with him every weekend up in Oxfordshire. I mean, I have never been horse riding with the Prime Minister. I don't know where that story came from. I was asked 3 days ago to disclose the racehorse that I owned with the Prime Minister, which I do not, and I was asked a week ago to explain why I owned some land with the Prime Minister, which I do not. I would like to make just one request to the committee, that when I am free from some of the legal constraints that I'm under today, that you will invite me back so I can answer in a more fulsome way.